So we can start with Catherine, Miss Catherine. How I can introduce you to my audience, your occupation?
I'm a science administrator from Berlin and connected to NEC for many, many years.
Okay. So our first question, what is Fischer Stiftung? What is it about? And when was it founded? And for what?
I would say it's about 10 years old. It was founded by one of the family members of the famous German publishing house Fischer, Samuel Fischer. So it is named after the editor, but it's completely independent, legally. So it's an independent German foundation with a mission to further dialogue between cultures, especially in the field of literature. And they are very active in supporting translations. They are one of the founding members of this Traduki network, which is active in mostly in the Balkans, but in the whole region with Eastern Europe.
Okay. Why and how was the Tandem program born, and about Tandem's purpose?
I would say that NEC has had a program focused on the Black Sea. And as NEC is an institute for advanced study, it invited scholars from the countries all around the Black Sea. But the foundation that supported this program, Volkswagen Stiftung, also from Germany, they enabled us also to invite writers or artists or film people and so on. So in the course of the years, we had several authors. Andriy Lyubka from Ukraine, for example, Maria Rybakova from Russia, and Damtamelashvili from Georgia. And so when the program came to an end, we organized a small colloquium, a writer's colloquium, we called it, with Maria, Andriy, and Damta. And during that conversation, the three authors mentioned that it's a pity that in the cultures around the Black Sea, people don't know much about each other. And so, by talking to them, I had the idea that it would be good to have a program that supports especially translating literatures from one language to the other around or in this neighborhood. And I wrote it down. I sent the paper to Antje Koncius, the director of Fischer Stiftung, and very generously and without much complication, they granted a first year, an experimental year, let's say.
Okay, thank you. Who and how was assessing the applications? What were the selection criteria? And what made me and Susanna selected?
Well, there was an international jury, which included a representative of St. Gallen University, and then it was, of course, a representative of the Fischer Stiftung, and Katarina Beger also, and a Romanian writer, well-known Romanian writer, Ioana Pârvulescu, and the rector of the New Europe College. So an international jury assessed the numerous applications. To our surprise, we ended up having about 18, I think, eligible applications, because initially they were many more. And that was it. Well, the criteria were first of all, we thought we wanted to have translations from and into the languages of the Black Sea, as we said before, but we wanted direct translations, not via an international language, which, to our surprise, was a bit difficult to convince people that we don't need English, we don't need French, we don't need German. I mean, we do need them, but we didn't want them in this contest. We got a lot of requests in this direction, but we try to convince people that they have to be from one language into another, from one language of the Black Sea region into another. So that was the first criterion. Then, of course, we wanted to have both fiction and non-fiction works. And last but not least, it was the background of both the author and the translator that was taken into consideration. So why we chose this pair, the Armenian pair, because Susanna is a well-known writer, and because we thought that the combination was really interesting, and translating from Armenian into Turkish was not something you find very often, and we thought it was worth giving it a try.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe I can add that, as you explained in your presentation during the NEC seminar, indeed there are very few translations, obviously, from Armenian to Turkish. I even learned from you that there is an Eastern Armenian and a Western Armenian. So it was really also in consideration of the NEC community. It was a very good opportunity to make us acquainted with a region that we don't know little about. So that was an additional attraction.
Yeah. Attraction.
Thanks. If you read the novel, did you come to the conclusion that it contains an anti-Turkish propaganda?
I would say there is no propaganda at all. There is violence, of course. There is violence committed by, it's not so clearly explicated by whom. There is violence done by Turkish soldiers, we hear of that, but there is violence also on the side of, obviously, Armenian people, and often you don't know exactly who is what. I mean, maybe if you know the region and if you know the names, but for me, I don't know whether Harut or Sato are these Armenian names, are these Turkish names. So I think it's primarily a novel about people, about humans, about human beings, how they behave with each other. And as I said in the seminar also, it's not easy to read. I was haunted by some of the insights you gain by reading the book. But then there is also kind of a eternal and consoling notion about it, with this allusion to the ark, to Noah, to the salvation of humankind. So there may be some hope that the ark will be saved and there will a new community be born out of it.
What are your impressions and further expectations from the program?
I think we are happy almost at the end of this first experimental year. We think, judging by the talks we had with our fellows, that it is indeed useful to give them the opportunity to spend some time together and to work together to fine-tune their work. We also have learned that it's in a way the only program of its kind, that you don't find similar opportunities in Europe. Apparently there is something similar somewhere in Canada, but anyway, it's not very often that authors and translators have the chance to spend together and to try to understand each other better. So what we hope that we can see all the works published at some point. This would be beautiful, and we do hope that. And we also hope that we can continue the program because the interest is real. We keep receiving requests, inquiries from writers, in the region, and we do hope there will be a second edition.
Okay. What is the purpose of NEC? When was it founded? For what?
Well, NEC was founded almost 30 years ago. It is an institute for advanced studies. It's New Europe College Institute of Advanced Studies is the complete name. And it was founded by one of the most renowned Romanian intellectuals and philosophers, Andrei Pleșu, in 1994, with the aim to create and to foster an academic community in the 90s. When in Romania, after the fall of communism, it was very, very difficult to think, to imagine that such a community might be possible. Since then, we have had about almost 1,000 fellows. So we started with 2 or 3 fellows, I think, back five in the first year. And this year we have, for example, 37 fellows from all over the world, covering wide range of fields, from philosophy to religion, sociology, politics, music, fine arts, and of course history. Yes. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. So, does NEC have an anti-Turkish policy? Do you have, or did you have fellows from Turkey?
First of all, this is not a political institution whatsoever. So this is the first thing we should clarify. Yeah? We are an institute of advanced studies, and we have nothing to do with politics. Of course, we've had about 15 researchers from Turkey in these 30 years. Some of them are close friends to our institution, historians, anthropologists. Some of them speak Romanian. We keep in touch with them. To answer your question, no, of course not. We don't have any anti-Turkish or anti-anyone policy, because we are a non-political institution. What we do support, what we do foster is research and academic community.
If I may add something again, I would even say that NEC has played and is still playing a very important role in promoting Byzantine and Ottoman scholarship. There are several among the alumni who really are experts in their field, and they have done great things to promote knowledge about that in Romania.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. We have just closed a project, a significant project. I think it was an ERC project funded by the European Research Center. I think it was a 5-year project devoted to this part of the world with a focus on the Ottoman Empire. And I'm proud to say that the library of the New Europe College hosts an important collection of books devoted to the Ottoman Empire. And we do have a very good researchers specialized in this field.
Thank you very, 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 very much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yes, and how can I introduce you, Hada?
I am a librarian, and I am the coordinator of the TANDEM project, so you can start with whatever you like.
Okay.